Uh, Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I'm Raghav. I'm an investor and head the scouting function at Antler India. When I mean scouting function, I mean basically scouting for all our investments across all sectors, as well as also our individual founder scouting for our residencies that we run. So we invest essentially in two ways. One is in individuals who exceptional individuals, exceptional founders across the country that are basically looking to build something and have an idea, or have already started on their journey of building something. Then we run a residency for them to help them find a co-founder. So you can imagine any individual who could be a business tech or a product leader in the country, could be your ex ML, AI ML leads of Meta, could be your ex CTOs of series, like companies that they've built from zero to Series C, etc., like a Cure AI, or product leaders like your ex global product management leader of Uber, your ex CBO of Oyo. So these are the folks that we have in our cohort or our residency usually, and then they basically find co-founders in that. So scouting for that and investments like any other pre-seed fund. So we invest in teams across all sectors. We've made around 85 to 90 investments in the past 3 years from our 75 million India fund. Antler, though, across the world has an AUM of more than $1 billion across 25 countries. And yeah, in the past 1 year, we've made uh, like almost around 41, 42 investments itself. So every week we're making an investment, very active investors, 250K checks across all sectors. Right. So that's about me, what I do at Antler. Before this, I was with another venture capital fund called Entrepreneur First, EF, and was there for around for 2 years making AI SaaS investments, helping people set up their companies in the US and India to build global companies for the world. And before that, I was running my own consumer tech companies. Was running an edtech company, which got acquired by Aleppo, funded by Bloom Ventures, Nanonicons, and Inventus. And then after that, post the acquisition, I was running a food tech brand under the bigger brand there, under the bigger brand of Aleppo. And before running my own consumer tech companies, I've been an engineer, was a data scientist. Right, grown up all my life in Bombay. Education was in Goa, BITS Pilani Goa campus, and then came to Bangalore for work. That's about me. Uh, yeah,
Thanks, Raghav. Thanks a lot for introduction. So I think we can also have introduction of our founders who are on this session.
would be
So,
great. Yeah.
yes. So I think we can start one by one. Let's start with Vedic Works. Hi, Pratik. Pratik, you're on mute.
Hi Raghav, hi Shivam. Thank you so much for arranging this valuable session with us. And thank you so much for coming on this time. My name is Pratik Birthay. I'm founder of Vedic Box, and here at Vedic Box, we are trying to solve problems related to spirituality, health, and mental well-being at one single platform. And here we are working with the traditional ways and mixing with the modernized and digital technologies with them to provide the solutions with respect to the problem people are facing nowadays.
Right. Just a point, Pratik has around 11 million subscribers on YouTube and other social media platforms. Around 7.6 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh wow. Is that for your personal brand or is this for the company?
It's a company brand. It's not my person, but me and my founder, we both are a host of a podcast series also. So from the last 1.5 years, we are doing a podcast with the name Mystic Insights, and our brand name, it's all completely under our brand.
Oh wow. 11 million subscribers. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
overall on social media, right?
Right.
That's like what, 1.1 CR.
Right, we
Yes.
can say. Yeah.
So on my screen next is Akshay Oliver. Akshay.
Yeah, hello, brother. Hello, sir.
Yes.
So myself, Akshay. I'm a final engineering student and founder of a private limited company called Cabo Cab. So Cabo Cab is a ride-hailing platform similar to Ola and Uber, but it focuses on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities of Tamil Nadu. It's not about building businesses that top companies left. In the sense, they captured the market of Tier 1 and Tier 2. But personally, what's my vision towards here is filling all the technology gaps on Tier 2 and Tier 3, so that the students of Tier 3 could build better technology for the future. Because I have seen the gaps between the students of Tier 3 and Tier 1 cities. The students of particularly Tier 1 cities create massive technologies. In the sense, they are aware of all the technologies around them. But Uber was launched on before 11 to 13 years. Still, people of Tier 3 and students of Tier 3 cities don't know how Uber works or what is the technology behind Uber. So my vision of bringing technology inside Tier 3 cities, I have started this with ride-hailing platform. That's
Thanks, Akshay. Next on my screen is Lokesh. Lokesh,
Yeah, Shivam, sorry for the inconvenience for the video, but I will introduce myself. Yeah, hi everyone. So this is Lokesh. So an IIT Delhi alumni and founder of YOLO Credit. So what YOLO Credit is? It's a fintech platform. So where we provide loans to the freelancers and gig workers, and pay as you go insurance is our USP main. So right now we are dealing with almost Swiggy and Ola right now. And we are expanding our services to the Uber as well. We are trying to connect Uber as our main client as well. So we are almost dealing every month almost 10 clients per month. Sorry, 10 10 clients per month. So we are dispersing successfully for these gig workers, and we want to expand our services into these other areas as well, including the business loans for the freelancers and gig workers as well. So this is all about me and my company. What does this? Yeah, thanks, Shivam. Thanks for the opportunity given to me to introduce myself.
thanks, Lokesh.
Yeah.
On my screen next is Saurabh Kumar. Saurabh, oh, network issue. Manoj, your turn next.
Hey, hi Shivam, hi Raghav.
Right.
This is Manoj. I'm founder of a company called We Energize V. So basically, the problem right now that we are seeing in our country is we have rapid growth of electric vehicles across all the states, but the lack of infrastructure is what is a major concern for people to use their electric vehicles. So we are solving the problem by installing electric vehicle charging units across pan India. So right now I have a few leads with whom we are at the final discussion, and I'm also meeting Manipur government to start electric vehicle charging units in Manipur. So we have received an appointment with them next month, wherein we will be going and closing the deal. And once that succeeds, we are going to concentrate on Seven Sisters along with all the states in South India and North India.
Thanks, Manoj. On my screen next is Abhijit. Abhijit Das.
Hello. Hi, Shivam sir. Hi, Raghav. So, yes, I am Abhijit and I am founder of a product named SwasFit. We are developing a fitness loyalty program because, as we know, I had like 12 years of experience in fitness plus 12 years of experience in corporate. So I have came across like many issues that people have, and I broadly classified three types of user in my domain, where we can see that few people are extremely in fitness. That is, like, if we see the count is very less, maybe 1 to 2% of the population, and few rest are like second type of are who are to and fro in fitness, who don't come gym regularly or work out daily or in a monthly basis, and thirdly you are not into fitness and don't want to spend money. So we are collating all these three type of users and have developed we are developing and the final MVP will be ready by this February. And we have thought of all those three type of users, and accordingly we are developing a fitness app, uh, with a fitness loyalty program thing, where like people will be engaging my in my app on a daily basis, and they're getting coins and everything, and indirectly they will be saving their money also through my app, because those coins will be used in the purchases of different things what they use in a daily life. So indirectly we are proposing that if you are we are upgrading your lifestyle, with your health and your wealth. So this is something, that concept we have.
Thanks, Abhijit. Yes. Next on my screen is Saurabh Kumar. सौरभ आपका आवाज नहीं है सौरभ यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल सौरभ नॉट ऑडिबल was issue okay next is Abhinav Bhaskar okay Saurabh you are not audible no was Saurabh next is Abhinav Bhaskar okay next is Jay Tirth hi Jay Tirth
Hey, good evening.
good
So,
evening
I am building uh, Family Sync. It's AI powered family life management ecosystem. Uh, Basic concept is all we go back in the evening, we get a couple of hours with our family, and we just talk transactional communication. I need groceries, I need to pay money for this. We don't really work on building relationships. So I'm building an application that would take out your transactional communication and give you more time to build meaningful relationships.
thanks Jay next is Thomas
Hi, my name is Cyril. I am founder for a company called Talent Box Labs. We are an HR tech startup, B2B SaaS company, tech-enabled, so we use all the fancy words, AI, machine learning, data science, blockchain, Gen AI as backbones of our products. So journey started 4 years back. We have in the journey we have been trying to do understand what is the customer needs and what they want. We've been experimenting with that ask. We built prototype in 22, got the validation, so we started building our product. It's called workcrew.ai. It's a one-stop AI recruitment solutioning, a job portal for tech market. We bridge a gap between an employer and a candidate looking out. For the last 2 years, we have got in the process of getting the product market fit, we have got roughly around 300 customers using us. We did 180 plus offers through our platform. Now we got the pricing and other things in aligned. Now we starting the subscription model. We are also expanding into the US market now. We've been majorly in India so far. Now we are expanding to the US market. Uh, and yeah, so growing and scaling team up now.
thanks Thomas
Pleasure.
next is Ravi Prasad Ravi okay next is Soma Shekhar
Hey, hi guys. So my name is Soma Shekhar. Um, so my expertise is into business development and lead generation. So currently, I just quit my job and I'm just working on my startup, so which is called Stegofi. So where we actually help brands to protect their products. Like we are actually building a technology around non-clonable QR codes. Like, so whenever you buy any particular product, so you can actually authenticate it. So whether it's actually duplicate or original product, around that we are also building some consumer ecosystem. So where from buying of the product to recycling of the product, so that you can actually, the user can actually track the entire journey of the product. So it might be the nutritional value, it might be whatever the ingredients used in the product, and also the kind of the brand also can able to suggest the kind of recipes that can be made using that particular product. So the use cases are endless. So we are just working on this. So we are kind of in a prototype stage currently.
Got it. Thanks, Soma. Next is Aryan Sharma. Okay. Next is Tanmay. Tanmay Jundari.
Hey, hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Tanmay, and currently I am running a company named Synergy Flow AI, where we build a AI agent, which is a product recommendation AI agent. That means the insight was that our searching pattern is changing because of ChatGPT and all like that. We are now used to the chat-based search, likely because of the ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and all that. So for so our agent is on your website, where on your e-commerce website, where the user just came and just searched the product, and then the product will be recommended according to the user. With the For that agent, the knowledge base is your inventory data, and if the company has the user information, that means his buying pattern, his order history, and all like that. According to that, our agent recommend the product to them, and our pricing model is based on the interaction. That means it is not on the subscription base, so you don't have to pay any upfront cost. Uh, so you pay as per the usage, not as a not the upfront cost anything. So yeah, that's we are building, and currently we are testing our MVP with 2 3 e-commerce founder, and looking forward if anyone wants to join us or connect us. Thank you.
Thanks, Tanmay. So, guys, I think we are almost done with all the introduction. So, I'm just left. So, let me also introduce myself. So, most of you know me. So, guys, my name is Shivam, and did my graduation from IT Kanpur in 2020. That I started my startup Unchai. So, basically, after starting, so within 2 years, I got a exit from that startup by acquisition. So, after that, I worked with lots of startup founders as consultant, as advisor, and help them in growing their business. So down the line, I started my venture first 500 days. So basically, through first 500 days, we help startup founders in building their startup through startup strategy, consulting, and mentorship. So this is about us. So Amirul, yes, Amirul is also left. Hi, Amirul.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, Raghav Bhaiya. So, my name is Amirul and I am 19 years old. So, as of now, I am building a startup named QDrop, where you deliver beauty, fashion, and accessory product in just 10 minutes. So, as of now, we are 6 members, 4 engineer, and me, myself, and my friend. So, 4 engineer building product, and me and my friend are doing operation side. So, as of now, we are on early stage. So, I would love to get your feedback on this.
Got it. So, Amirul, I think at the end of the session, we will discuss on these things. I think Raghav, now all the introductions are done. So there is one support. Uh,
Yeah, I lost you for the last 5 seconds. Could you repeat?
Yes, I think Raghav, we are done with almost all the introductions.
Okay.
Now the stage goes to you,
Yeah,
and you can start sharing your knowledge.
cool. Awesome. Firstly, can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so couldn't keep it very open to, please feel free to ask questions in the middle. Okay. But just thought I'd cover at least at the stages that everyone is at, except for probably Cyril or Cyril, like however you pronounce it. Sorry,
Cyril.
Cyril. Okay, great. Except for Cyril, who's uh, sounds like a little actually way more ahead in terms of the journey. that you are. So Cyril, right now, are you looking to raise, or are you raising around, or are you have you already
Uh,
raised?
so we have raised our pre-seed round through UPECA.
Okay.
That's an acceleration program.
Yeah.
Uh, and we are currently raising fund. We have got one term sheet. We have another angel who has committed. We are just waiting for confirmation.
Got it.
We are trying to bridge the rest of the funds as
Understood. Cool. So basically, yeah, great. So everyone else is in a similar stage. I think Cyril is a little ahead in journey. So I'm going to cover essentially how you should view raising venture capital, right? Or what you should be looking at when you're raising your first round of venture capital money, right? And how probably VCs think, so that you can incorporate that as well. And if you even understanding if that is something that you want to take the route, right? That particular route of raising venture capital money, or you want to bootstrap it, right? So the first question you want to ask yourself is, hey, do I want to bootstrap this business, or do I want to raise venture capital money, right? Everyone thinks raising venture capital money is the only way to run a business today because of all of the things that they see on social media or media in general. But obviously, there are a lot of successful businesses that are running without venture capital money, though not probably unicorns or decacorns, but smaller businesses, right? Obviously, with the exception of two companies or two unicorns that we all know of, right? So first, you want to ask yourself, hey, the kind of business that I'm running, is it even venture scalable, or is it a business that I want to run profitably my entire life, right? So those are the first things that I would ask myself as a founder, right? Like, hey, do I want to build right now for the next few years and keep it bootstrapped, or do I want to put myself out there and raise money, right? How do you assess that is one of the questions you can ask yourself is, or at least whenever you pitch to a venture capital fund, what they always look at in a founder or a pitch is, hey, is this opportunity for me going to become um, $1 billion outcome, right? And if it is anything lesser than that, it's very hard for a venture capital fund to put a bet on you, even if it is a great founder or a great um, product, or great traction, right? If it's going to be at a ceiling of say $100 million as well, it is not a bet that suits the math of or economics of a venture capital fund. I'll tell you why, right? Let's say, I think this is something that a lot of people are already aware of, but let me reiterate. If you have any questions, please stop me. Say, as a venture capital fund, I am taking 100 bets in my fund, right? Like, let's say I'm running a 75 million fund, and I have 100 bets that I'm going to take, right? Out of those 100 bets, 90 or maybe 80, 85 to 90 of them are probably going to go to zero, right? Because of the nature of venture capital and the risk that I'm taking, right? It is so early. The startups, most startups, or 90% of them will eventually die, right? Or go to zero. Out of which, and the rest 10 out of the 100 are, let's say, somewhere around 6 to 7 are going to give you average return, which for me, even a market like a public market will give me that return, right? And the rest three of the 100, three or four, are going to be probably giving me like massive return that covers up for my 90 companies that have gone to zero, as well as the 6 to 7 companies that are giving me average return. So those 3 to 4 companies make up for all the other companies and give me overall, on a portfolio of 100 companies, a higher return than maybe the public markets, right? Now, this is what a venture capital fund is aspiring to do, right? When they're making any investment, right? Otherwise, if you're not aspiring to do a little better than the public market, there's no point of deploying that money in the private market or in startups. I might as well put that money in the public markets, and our LPs will make more money there, right? So So why this is important is because in all those 100 companies that I'm evaluating, the first question I'm asking is, hey, is this going to become $1 billion outcome? Is this that one or two or three shots I have that could become a unicorn, right? And every company is evaluated from that lens, essentially, right? And that's why people say that the market is very important, like how big the market is, right? Um, so that is actually the first thing that a lot of us look at, right? Like, hey, is the market big enough? Could this become $1 billion, right? In some scenario, right? And what could we do to make it $1 billion, right? Um, and that is the question that you should ask yourself. Am I building $1 billion business, or am I building like a 10 million or $100 million business, which could be profitable? And that's great. Like, even if you're making 2, 3, 5, 6 million profits every year, that's like what, 40, 45 crores you're making for yourself. And that's a lot of money, right? Um, but it could not be a venture scalable game then, right? It could be like a nice profitable business that you're running, right? So the first question you want to ask yourself is that, right? Any questions so far?
No questions.
I think someone's hand was up.
Support. I think we can move ahead.
Cool. Okay. So that's literally the first thing we ask, right? Hey, how big is the market? And that's when someone, people obviously talk a lot about VCs, like, hey, like they ask so much about the market. Do they even know themselves? We don't. But the bet that we're taking is essentially, being an ex founder myself, is I know I understand the other side as well, but the bet that we're taking is primarily on, hey, can this work for our economics, right? Like, I'll give you an example in that case. Let's say, for example, we put in some money, like how Antler operates is we operate as a pre-seed fund, right? We put 250K checks. We put 250K checks and we take a 9%, uh, 9% in a company, right? So how that operates is, if we want to, let's say we invest in a company 250K at 9%, and that's their first round, and they become like $1 billion maybe in say 7 or 10 years, right? In that $1 billion, and Antler is a $75 million fund, right? Now, in those i- in those, like, let's say for example, if that company becomes $1 billion, if that company becomes $1 billion, for me to be able to get to the fund size that I had raised, which is 75 mil, I will have to hold a 7.5% allocation in that $1 billion, right? So that tells me that I have to basically maintain my allocation from 9% to at least 7.5% after each round of funding till it becomes $1 billion, right? So that is a bet that I'm taking. Hey, if I have even one company that becomes $1 billion, and if I have a 7.5% stake in that, I will basically be able to get $75 million. But that is not enough, right? Because a minimum return that any venture capital fund is expected to give in 7 to 10 years is at least 3x, if not 5x, right? So that tells us that we'll have to make five such or three such investments minimum, and three of them will have to become a unicorn, where we have a 7.5% allocation at the unicorn status to be able to be like a mid or an average fund still, right? So we have to still do better than that, right? So that is how, basically, that is why the market really matters to us, right? So the first thing you want to evaluate is, hey, am I building in a big market? Second thing, once you know that you are building in a big market, second is obviously, like, how fit am I in this market to be building this, right? Am I the right person, or am I the best person to be building in this market? What is your founder market fit, right? So we evaluate that a lot at our stage, primarily because most of our bets are so early. We make idea stage bets, right? So you don't need to have a product, you don't need to have any revenue. If you have an idea and if you have like a plan on how you're planning to execute it, if we like you as founders and if we think the market is big enough, we make an investment, right? Uh, since we come in so early, there's 85% of our assessment is on the founder, right? And when I say founder, is understanding the founder market fit, understanding things like, hey, how good is this founder in terms of Do they have an X factor in this market? Do they have the grit and obsession about this particular problem statement? Right? Um, do they have the agency to fight it out till the end? Right? Things like that. Right? So you want to obviously assess all those things in you, and in terms of your past experience, in terms of your the spaces that you've worked in. Find essentially starting points from your past experiences, and then basically with those starting points be able to create something massive, right? So yeah, founder market fit becomes really important there as well for us, right? The third is like your existing solutions or existing things in the market, right? Like hey, founder is great, market is great, what's stopping us to put a bet now? Like next thing we see is, hey, what are the existing solutions today for this particular problem statement, and how will this founder be able to navigate those particular um, solutions to emerge as the only solution that actually stays along in this market, right? So that is the third thing that we look at, right? So these are the three things that we usually look at to understand if we'd like to invest or not, right? At a very early stage. So these are the three very core things. Post that, it's mostly just a yes. And if it is a no, it usually probably stems from our lack of conviction about the space in itself from our past experiences, or like, hey, negative. Like we do a lot of ref checks, understand if the founders are worthy of putting a bet on and being like a long-term partner and stuff like that, right? So these are like the three core principles that early stage investments, at least idea stage investments, which I think a lot of you are at the stage we look at, right? So yeah, does anyone want to take an example of how their experience has been, and any questions on that?
So I think we have a question from Saurabh.
Yeah. So I was just asking that we are actually creating a rental platform where you would be able to find rental accommodations for yourself in 10 minutes. So we are building it for more than 5 years.
I couldn't sort of. What are you building again? What can you
We are
find?
building a platform where you would be able to find long-term accommodation, rental housing in 10 minutes. So you just book the property, you shift to the property, as simple as that. We would take care of the property, we would take care of the furnishings and everything. Everything is taken care by us, and we do this through our franchisee partners. So the overall operations is taken care of by the franchisee. So more on this we can discuss, but my question was, we are actually raising currently angel round. So do Antler participate in these rounds also, or you just go by yourself only?
No, no, we lead the round. If it is our first venture capital round, we lead the round. Angels can participate as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like to come in extremely early. Yeah, I like ideally idea stage, pre-revenue or pre-traction. Yeah.
We are generating traction, but it's actually pre-seed also, because we
Yeah.
haven't created the platform. We are working on that. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we do come in to answer your question at that stage. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Raghav.
Next is Shubham. Shubham, do you have any question?
Yes, yes. So, do I need to switch on my video?
No, go ahead. I mean,
I just
whatever.
did. All right. So, yeah, just wanted to know when when you're saying you're investing, Antler is investing in idea stage. So, like, how is the company evaluated? Like, what is the at what valuation you?
Yeah. So that is a standard check size for us. So we don't even waste time, founders' time or our time on it. It is 250K at 9%, irrespective of
Oh, okay.
irrespective of anything. So the valuation is already decided.
So on that note, Raghav, how can I reach out if I have an idea and it is just idea stage with very basic, like few 1 or 2 steps, which I have done.
Yeah.
So
So
like I have done a POC or basic POC, and like I am very much willing to go ahead with that idea.
yeah, so we invest in two kinds of like two in two ways. One is in individuals. If you're looking for a co-founder through the residency, And the second is in teams. If you already have a co-founder, you've made, say, some amount of progress, then through our fast track initiative. So for both, you can reach out to me on my email. I we After this call, I've dropped in my email on this chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Next question is from Tanmay Jundare.
Hey, hello. You mentioned that you see the founder's fit. So how do you evaluate actually to looking at the founder or to short notice what you see in the founder to the industry?
So we have this internal framework on assessing founders. Um, Based on a few things like what I spoke about. One is the grit, the obsession that they have with the problem statement, the X factor that this founder has over all the other founders that we've met in the space, right? The clarity of thought, the agency to move fast, right? Things like that. So basically, just personal traits of the founder, as well as obviously all these traits come out in a lot of experiences that we chat with them about in their past experiences, right? It could be an ex-founder, so about that, those learnings, and even in their professional experiences or in their college, university experiences, like basically things like that. So essentially, founder traits. You can think of it like as two traits. One is behavioral traits, and the other is also like if you're a technical co-founder, then we also check a lot on your tech chops on how like just evaluating their technical capabilities, stuff like that, right? Yeah.
That means when we apply to the Antler residency, there is an application form. So you evaluate in the same process that you have internal framework, and according to that you evaluate.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I applied 2-3 times and every time it will reject it. I don't know what's the reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you just explain how you select this process?
Yeah. It's on that process only, just understanding, hey, firstly, uh is the market something that we're excited about, is the founder something that we're excited about, and then basically on the either the application or the interview process, checking their great obsession, thinking clarity, and stuff like that.
Yeah, thank you, Raghav.
Okay. Guys, anyone have any other question?
One more question. I'm really sorry. Uh,
No issues.
yeah, is Antler any sector specific, or are you sector agnostic?
Completely sector agnostic. We fund fintech, edtech, SaaS, AI, anything AI, consumer tech, consumer AI, India B2B, if you're building on the DPI,
D2C,
DC, D2C,
D2C food.
D2C food, everything. We've done like some 6 investments in D2C already in the past 2 months. Uh,
Oh, okay.
and we literally just did an investment today in D2C, on which I was in the IC as well, the investor committee, for that, building air purifiers, right? So it's like bunch of things, like literally everything, sustainability, you name it, we invest. We've made 85 to 90 investments. We have team for each sector internally as well that evaluates. So they're all experts in their own spaces.
Okay, so whenever, as soon as I send my idea to you, is there any format that you would suggest, or like just a simple email with a basic PPT and an idea would work?
Are you a solo founder, or do you have a co-founder?
I have a co-founder, but for now, both of us are like building it together. I need to ask him whether so we didn't think of raising funds till this point, till I saw you today, and I'm pleasantly surprised to find out that Antler is like making such kind of investments, and I'll be very happy to discuss it with my founder and come back.
Yeah, you can just email me. I'll set up a 15-minute chat, or we can just, yeah, close it over email. There's no format. Just feel free to send whatever.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a deck, sure, you can send that. If you have a pre-read, you can send that. But if you don't, that's okay.
All right. So everything I have about my idea, I just give
Sure.
you drop it over the email draft.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes, Akshay.
Yes, Akshay.
Sir, actually, most founders tell that VCs don't invest on very young stage founders. In the sense, they see themselves as like heat of blood people. So is that true?
Uh, so I have made like 8 investments in just like folks who've just gotten out of college. So I don't think that's true. In fact, it depends on the DNA of the investor. Like if they are comfortable making investments in um, younger folks, right? Like that requires a different DNA. It also depends on which state, like which area, right? So because we're sector agnostic,
Hmm.
we're open to all kinds of founders as well. But like a lot of B2B SaaS investors are like, hey, like we prefer founders with experience in that particular sector.
Okay.
Uh, but consumer AI or consumer tech is like you can build out of college as well, right? Like it could be like that idea could come to anyone, or like the execution can be anyone's. Like Zepto, for example, was younger folks, right? Even Oyo, like all of these are consumer tech companies if you think about it, right? Like where um, mostly younger folks, but like if you see like a Zoho or like a Freshworks, etc., it's all like experienced folks in that industry who could run B2B sales motions, right? So, like, yeah, those are some little differentiations which people look at, but yeah, like not for a sector agnostic fund.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Got it. So, guys, another question for Raghav.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raghav, I think you can move ahead. Currently, no questions from founder.
Uh, no more questions. Cool. Um, yeah. So this was actually the first part that I wanted to discuss. The second part was I'll keep it short because I'll probably do 5 minutes and then we can do 5 minutes Q&A. Yeah. Um, So the second part that you want to think about as founders is, hey, where do you want to build from? The geography, location, things like that, right? It is important to be part of the ecosystem that you are building in because a lot of, I mean, it just becomes, it makes life easier as a founder with so many things to handle. What I mean is, if you're building, like, say, for example, a SaaS, an AI SaaS company, the most obvious thing to do there is get to the US ASAP, as fast as possible, because if you are looking at a global market, um, the markets there are bigger in a lot of ways in terms of, like, let's say there are like 10 times, even if there are 10 times more the companies in the US compared to India, and if say they are 10x on an average larger than the Indian startups, that makes it 100x larger market because 10 into 10, right? So things like that, there's so many things that matter with just the location, right? So if you're building an AI SaaS company, if you're building a B2B business, probably wiser to think about moving out of India and or like building or looking at accelerators or looking at investors who have an India US corridor, India US thesis, and doing those. If you're building a consumer company, then obviously it again depends on where you want to build it from, depending upon where your customers lie. Right. So in a B2B SaaS business, most of your customers, because the experiments that you want to run with lie probably outside India, doesn't make sense to start in India and then go to the US. You might as well go to the US and start building there itself. But consumer, if you're building a consumer business for India, then obviously makes sense to be in India, right? So just one like quick show of hands. How many of you are building SaaS businesses and how many of you are building consumer? How many of you are building SaaS? You all can put your hands up if you're building a SaaS. Yeah, Cyril for sure. And is moving to the US soon, so that's a very good decision. Um, okay, Soma, can't see other hands. Okay, and like The rest of you building consumer? All of you are other than you building consumer businesses? Okay. Uh, got it. So, quick question to everyone who is building a SaaS business. Ha have you guys thought about moving out of India? And if not, why not? Who wants to take that up? Maybe we can start with Cyril. Cyril, what do you think about, like, how did you think about moving to the US and why? What's prompting that move for you?
Sure.
As a,
So Raghav, we got ourselves incorporated last year in US as part of the process of fundraise from the accelerator. Um, However, the reason to look out for expansion to US was the ticket size. Over there for us, the market size is pretty big, and the ticket size compared to the Indian consumers, ticket size is bigger over there. So we make, you can say we if we are able to expand and grow there, the we are getting interest. But if in case we grow there, we would be doing roughly around 10x of what we make in India.
yeah, got it. Cool. So, I mean, market size, bigger market size, higher check sizes in terms of customers, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, that is what I was trying to land. You got a live example from Cyril. Um, Anyone else who is wants to talk about if you're building a SaaS business, if you all have thought about moving to the US yet?
So Raghav, one more observation which I had was the customer adaptability over there is much higher. People are
Yeah.
ready to experiment or explore with the new tools. So it's becomes little easy, but only challenge because we are a new product, we are just trying to get the visibility. Uh, it's always a personal, or when you're doing social networking over there, or you go for to events, you get easy conversion compared to your pure cold call conversions. Those are lesser. So that's one experience which I gained. But yeah, referrals and all those recommendation also helps you out. So people are much more adaptive to test new tools.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Very true. We've seen that with our portfolio companies as well.
So Raghav, I have a question. So what do you think? What is the right go-to-market strategy for US for any SaaS company?
Like, completely depends on the industry. So we have companies, let's say, for example, building voice agents for insurance industries in the US. We have uh, um, uh, like different solutions again in different industries for banking and so on and so forth, right? Um, but the general strategy, what we've understood is, hey, and we provide some support for that, and we help do that as well now, because we realize how important that is for our companies. Is that do not delay the decision of moving to the US to a later date. Move as soon as possible, because there's a lot of serendipitous stuff that happens there that can only happen if you are actually there, right? It could be in terms of meeting your potential clients in a meetup. It could be meeting your potential investors. It could be filling up your round. It could be mentors, advisors, folks who could help you pivot, folks who could help you sharpen your idea, just in general, right? The ecosystem there to build an ASaaS company is obviously much stronger today, right? Now that India is getting there, but it's going to take some time, right? And you might, if you are building a global company anyway, then you might and as well move there ASAP, right? And incorporating there is the first step. Like, building a Delaware C corp is the first step to do that. Maybe getting into an accelerator who helps you do that, or getting an investment from a venture capital fund who helps you set up your base there is also something that could be really important as a first step to do that, right? But in general, what you could do, start doing is start chatting with people building out of there as soon as possible. Start chatting to YC founders building out of there. Start chatting to as many clients as possible in your industry there and just understanding their problem statements, right? And you don't need to live in SF. Really, you can just keep moving in and out of SF, but live in a cheaper place close by to SF. But just say that you're living in SF and actually be there all the time, right? So that's like, yeah, would say like, just being there just increases your surface area of um, serendipitous stuff.
Got it. So, what is the good strategy for acquiring customers from US, like sitting from India? What do you think?
I,
Customer acquisition.
I don't think there's any good strategy to get US customers from India. Like one of the founders has to be there, in my
Got
opinion. Usually the CTO sits in India, but the CEO has to be in the US if you're building a SaaS company.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any more questions, guys? I think we are on time as well, almost. But if I were to land 2 points that I'll want to take away from this is, hey, like what do we evaluate at pre-seed? Three things: market, $1 billion outcome, or more than that. Second is founder market fit. Third is like the current existing solutions. How is this unique today? What is the unique insight you have, and why now? Right. So that comes part of the existing solutions, like unique insight and why now. And the second is like depending upon what kind of business you're building, the location and geography matters a lot. Right. So these are the 2 points that I would land.
Got it. So, guys, another question for Raghav?
Raghav, on your hi, Raghav, on your website on the Antler, I've read about the ARC, that the agreement of rolling capital. So is that the same thing you are
Yeah. Yeah.
conveying? Okay.
That is for all investments that we do. We have
Okay.
like if we make an investment, everyone has access to that.
Thank you.
Okay. Guys, another question?
Well, Raghav, I have one question. See, we are all regularly talking about this.
Yes, Lokesh.
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, Raghav, I just want to have one question. So we are talking about the market size with. So are we really talking about the TAM part or the SAM part? I just want to have a quick discussion on this. Are we really talking about the TAM or the SAM? So which one you as the investors look into it, into the SAM or the TAM?
I mean, to be very honest, we don't even like too much like focus on these words. We just like, hey, we do an instead of a top down, we just do a bottom up and understand could this become so TAM is what I would say, not SAM. But yeah, could this become $1 billion opportunity? Like how many households could we sell this to if it is consumer? How many businesses could buy this if it's B2B?
Yeah, understood. Understood. Raghav. Yeah, thanks.
Raga, one last question. A lot of consumer brands don't really scale up to $1 billion. Like Minimalist got sold at 3,000 crores. The Whole Truth Food is again not a $1 billion company, but these are still considered successful, right? For consumer brands. So if I'm making something in consumer segment, how do I really visualize it as a $1 billion startup?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, so yeah, you're right. Like Whole Truth is like a success, considered as a successful company, but probably hasn't reached like a very high revenue scale, right? It, that is a problem with non-tech businesses, right? So it's hard to ignore consumer brands because of like just the sheer scale that it could reach at, but also hard to ignore that it's not a tech business at the end of the day, and the scale of it will always be um, limited by not it being non-tech, right? Like it's at the end of the day, and end of the day, not software, right? So keep having these discussions internally as well. Like, should we just shift our focus to making tech investments, or should we also look at non-tech, right? Um, Yeah, it's a question. I mean, so you have specialized investors for that as well. Like D2C has specialized investors, uh, like your Fireside and other folks, who are okay taking those bets. But yes, we have a separate pod now that takes care of D2C. So, um, great question. I don't know if what the right answer is, but at the end of the day, tech businesses do have higher valuations primarily because of the scale they can reach compared to non-tech businesses or D2C brands. Um,
Right. On that note, that's what my question was. Like, if I'm applying at Antler, let's say I shoot my email to you. Uh, Being a consumer brand, I might not be able to defend that my idea could be a billion dollar idea.
yeah,
So on that, how would you, matlab, won't I have a higher chance of rejection by first chance
yeah.
itself?
Like, I mean, to be very honest, like, yeah, maybe that is the case. There might be a higher rate of rejection in consumer, and also the problem here is, um we're, like, we want to bet, like, we don't know, say for example we've made like 3 to 4 investments in food now, healthy food. Like there's a company in our portfolio called Gladful. If you go to your Swiggy Instamart today in Bangalore, then you will just type Gladful, you'll see Gladful, like dosas, etc., and stuff like that, right? We've made these investments, but we don't know how big the market is going to be. And now, since we've already made an investment in healthy food, uh, we shy away from making more investments in that area because we've already put a bet in that place, right? And we want to see how it turns out, right? Yeah, that is the unfortunate truth, Shubham. Like, yeah,
So having known the truth now, is it still okay if you like if I send you the idea? It's
yeah, for
okay
sure.
not to have the investment, but still have a little bit of mentorship, maybe from you or some one of your teammate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should send it across. I will send it to the consumer team, and they will take a decision.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Perfect. Guys, any other questions?